Hi, my name is Kena. I have worked with Jen ever since she came to Dallas, and we built an amazing relationship, and I was so honored when she asked me to stand in her wedding. Oh, try not to cry here. And I was surprised and honored when she asked me to say a little something about her and Jason today. But thrilled at the same time. But I was thinking to myself, I'm like, what would I want to say about Jason and Jen, or Jason and Jen together? And I thought, well, I'll make a list. I'm a list maker, so bear with me, because I wanted to make a list of things that come to mind when I think of Jen, and then also when I think of Jason. These are some things that come to mind when I think of Jason. West Virginia. Charlotte and Dave. Football. Booger. Chet. Bose. Jonathan. Beer. WVU. Beer. LSU. Athletic training. Beer. Golf. Atlanta Falcons. Golf. Las Vegas. Golf. Ortho RX. I was told to behave myself because this boss was here. Is that true? Travel. Oh yeah. And did I mention golf? And then when I think of Jen, these are some things that came to mind. Denise and Jim. Jonathan, Jimmy. Karen and Peyton. Daju and Bachi. Grandma and Grandpa. Sarah and Angie. All of Jen Fall State's buddies. Army. New York. Germany. Field hockey. Nike shoes. Ball State. Nike shirts. Hockaday. Nike shorts. Teaching. Matching outfits. Coaching. Nike sweats. Golf. Nike visors. Running, biking, skating, and of course, Nike watches. Those are some things that come to mind when I think of Jen, and then when I think of Jason. But when I think of Jen and Jason together, I think of how they met. I don't know how many of you know the story about how they met, but they met through a mutual friend that used to actually work at Hockaday and now, or did work at Ortho RX work. But they met one night, I think it was around July 4th, maybe July 3rd, a couple years ago. They were headed out to maybe see some fireworks. I think there might have been some fireworks going on that night. I'm not sure if they ever got to that. But they went to a little bar in Dallas called Sherlock's, and apparently had a good time. And that was the first time they had met. But by the end of the night, I was never clear as to why Jason needed a ride home, but for some reason he needed a little ride home, and Jen took him home. So that was the first time they'd ever had a ride together. But I think if my story is right, he lived at the Dorchester. Is that correct? Which should have been a sign to Jen. I mean, that something was meant to be there. That fate had just happened because Jen had lived at the Dorchester as well. But what I think they didn't know that night was that was probably the ride of their life. That was, oh, y'all get your mind out of the gutter. I didn't mean it that way. I don't think either one of them really realized that that ride was the ride that was going to change their lives forever. Hopefully they will be on this ride for the rest of their lives. I have a couple, I know Jason loves advice from people about marriage. He mentioned that last night actually. But I couldn't, I mean, you know, they asked me to speak, so I could say what I want to say, right? So my advice to Jason is, Jason, please keep wearing your tie-dye t-shirt. And Jason, always buy Jen Johnson, sorry, watches with numbers on the face. And always buy her matching outfits. Then my advice to Jen would be to continue loving Jason, please. But embrace Sunday morning golf, Saturday afternoon golf, Friday evening golf, holiday golf, vacation golf, and Vegas golf, definitely. If everybody could raise your glass for my final toast to Jen and Jason. Because when I think of Jen and Jason together, not just separately anymore, I wish for them love and health and wealth, but most importantly, the time of their life on that ride.